he was being ready to be transferred to another facility. And the EMTs and paramedics had already arrived at the room getting ready for transport when he actually went into cardiac arrest.
His face started turning really red, and we just kind of watched him for a minute. It wasn't normal. And I remember walking over on his right side of the bed, and I felt for a carotid pulse. He did not have one. So I made the head of the bed go down, and I started CPR on him.
They recognized the fact that he had went into cardiac arrest and was able to start compressions. And that's why Parkview Huntington and Parkview Health System is very much active in getting the layperson trained in CPR, because minutes really are lives.
I went into septic shock from the fluid that came out of the gallbladder, which shut everything down, shut my heart down, shut my kidney down, shut me down. Well, when I came in, it was interesting because that night I just felt different. No reason to come in, period, but just felt different. So I thought I'd go on in and went to Dr. Thurston, and she ran tests on me all day and determined I had the gallbladder problems. You know, it was just a good day, ran all the tests, everything was fine. But she said, you know, if you run a fever, come back. Well, that night I had a bad fever, so I came back the next day, and then of course they decided to go ahead and do the gallbladder operation. But now, if I hadn't come in, I might have had that at home, and then who would have happened? I probably would have made it.
90% of the time they do not come back. And so he is very, very lucky. He had so many people right next to him, and God was watching over him, and they were right there to start what needed to be done.
And you know, the service was just outstanding because you felt comfortable. I was not worried. I knew at the best of hands.
For us, it's the beginning of the rest of our lives. So they made all the difference.
I am a volunteer, and I take blood pressures every Tuesday morning, 8 to 12.
I'm one of the people whose blood pressure she tests, usually once a week.
June has been serving the hospital for at least 4 years, and she has a pretty steady flow of patients throughout her morning, but a lot of the patients are the same every week. And when June isn't going to be here, those patients aren't coming either. She has made a difference in their lives, and she connects with these folks.
Sometimes you're a little intimidated by healthcare professionals, and it's easier to speak with a volunteer.
My mother once said to me, I wish that in your retirement years you would try something like this. It's so rewarding. And I guess that thought always stuck with me. And so I just kind of wanted to do it for my mother in that respect. So when we retired in 2010, I didn't give Thane a minute to think about it. I said, together we will give to our community and volunteer at Parkview Huntington. You know, I feel good about it. I feel I've contributed in some way every time I leave this building and every week that I leave it.
My wife, Carol, has been with the program for approximately 15 years. And I've been a newcomer. I've been here since December of 2012. She thoroughly enjoys it, and I think it's a way we can give back to a program that we believe in.
No, I think the volunteers are critical to this organization. They are the first people that the patients and families see when they enter the building. They're that first smiling face and the first one to offer the assistance they need. So they direct them to their locations, they answer any questions they may have, and they're the directors of first impressions here at Parkview Huntington, so you couldn't get a more important role than that.
If they're coming in for some blood work, I said, oh, you're here for some testing. Great place to be. I think they'll get you started right around here. They'll read all that stuff. They'll interpret it. You'll get along fine.
For his cerebral autism, he gets very overstimulated. His when noises or touch or different things to you and me that wouldn't bother us are so much more to him. Like a sound that you just kind of hear, for him it's really loud. Or how it feels to have his haircut feels really irritating. He couldn't handle wearing a Band-Aid because like how the stickiness, how it felt on him, just couldn't do it.
Doctor basically said, hey, we're not at the point we need to be at with him. You know, let's try some therapy, let's see what goes. And I was scared, nervous, you know. I didn't know where he should be at. Him being behind, you know, it scared me.
So every patient that we see, the first time that we see the patient, we perform an evaluation. And so we're going to look at every aspect of that patient. And if it's a pediatric patient, certainly we involve the parents in that whole process. So we're going to look at what that looks like, where are they at, what is their current level of function, etc. And then we're going to talk about what are the goals for the future.
With Teresa, it was almost instant. You know, he went from doing something that he normally doesn't do to doing something amazing, and he's overcome a lot.
He has come a good long way, and I'm really proud of all the progress he's made and how far. The fact that we can go and color pictures now, we can do puzzles, that he can wear Band-Aids, to see kids do things that they weren't able to do before or that they didn't think they could do, to see parents like be able to sometimes even just go out to stores with their kids when they didn't used to be able to do that because of the issues. It's why I do what I do. I love being able to just make a difference in their lives a little bit.
You know, people see him in public and just think he's a bratty child. They don't understand. Is afraid that, you know, they wouldn't be able to work with him that well. But they've been great.
Through the therapies and getting things narrowed down, we were able to get him diagnosed and put on the spectrum. And once he was put on the spectrum, everything else just came naturally for him. We owe them more than we could ever give him. You know, people don't believe that these therapies work, and my son's proof that they do. He breaks boundaries every day, and it's because of the work that they do here. It's because of the therapists, it's because of the tools that they're given to be able to work with my son. They're gonna reach a lot more kids. They're gonna help a lot more families like ours.